You know, after you've taken a shot with your compound bow or your crossbow or your airbow or whatever, depending on your broadheads, one of the first things you want to look at is, can I recover this and use it again? I mean, all of those arrows, they cost a lot of money. So when you get a clean pass through or you get one that's not damaged, the hunter wants to get it back and clean it up. This is actually the arrow that I used on a South African hunt recently, or I shot a Leschwey. You can see the arrow go in and how far it went in. It drove in really a good amount and everything. And so when we were able to get the arrow out and recover it, I was like, boy, that one's totally reusable. And then the next thing you look at is going to be the broadhead. You know, as you look at this broadhead right here, the blades are not damaged too much. Everything's really clean. This would be great to reuse on a hog or to practice with. You simply just want to clean it up. But one of the biggest challenges is, how do you get it all back into a usable format? This is how the Nemesis looks out of the package. You're going to see the rubber bands and everything on how they set up there, and that's ultimately what you need to get to be able to reuse that broadhead again. Well, one of the things that I like to do is use a fish hook to be able to manipulate my bands and move them around. The first thing that I'm going to do when it comes to using the fish hook is I'm either going to cut it off or I'm going to squeeze down basically the barb. When you look at a barb on a hook, it's designed to keep things kind of basically hooked up, and keep that fish hooked up. Well, in this case, we want to be able to slide everything in, and now you can see I've crushed that barb down so that when I grab a hold of the rubber band here on the broadhead, I can pull it easily in and out like that to be able to manipulate everything. And so what you're basically going to be doing is you feed everything over the top of this, and then you'll take the fish hook and you'll basically pull it all the way to the sides like this, so that it'll go over everything and easily slide down back onto it. And then when you're done, your broadhead's going to be, you know, in basically just like it did coming out of the package. So it's going to fly true, it's going to fly accurately, and that's what you want. And you get a lot of these bands when it comes to the Nemesis Broadhead to be able to set these up.